Welcome to Coleman Report Live. I'm Bob Coleman, and we're talking Main Street and the small business lenders help it grow. Thomas Kimsey, Thomas USAF, thank you for joining us. He's going to give us an update on rural lending and a lot of exciting stuff happening there. Lance, I'd like it. Where are you?
Bob, the green screen makes it look like I'm in a sunny, beautiful place getting ready to tee off. So I'm not sure what golf course it is, but I like it.
Yeah, and you got the volcano in the background there. I don't know what that is. But
must be Hawaii.
There you go. Katie, and good to see you as well. Thomas, let's see. We have a couple of poll questions, and I want you to bring us up to date where we are legislatively, bring us up to date in the USDA program and what we need to know about that. But number one, does the USDA CARES Act loan program have a guaranteed percentage of 90%? What's the answer, Thomas?
It is true. So most of our listeners, they know their CARES Act. So yeah, I mean, that's one of the beauties of the CARES Act, obviously 90% on the working capital and some other great features there. You know, I would say while we're talking about that, Bob, is that, you know, the money is running tight. So get your applications in.
Maximum dollar amount on these loans?
The maximum we can go up to 25 million.
But realistically, was it more 10 million? Is that still?
10 million, yes. 25 on the regular BNI program.
Okay. And go back to that, Joseph. And historically, the guaranteed percentage was negotiated between the lender and the agency. Now with the new legislation, is it just a flat 90%? Can the lender choose to go a little bit less or not? Or why they want to?
No, why would they want to? So no.
Real quick, tell us the advantage of selling these loans to the secondary market when we get a premium bid of over 110. Yesterday we had Bob Judge on, and he was talking about, hey, there's some quotes in the 119, 120 range for SBA 7A loans. How's that secondary market look for USDA?
Secondary market's holding up really well. You know, the CARES Act are going to be a little less because they're a 10-year term. But, you know, in a recent BNI transaction, we saw over 116. So that's really healthy, and premiums are good. So they're.
And the 116, the lender gets to keep 116. This is an SBA where you have the 50% tax over 110, correct?
Correct, Bob. So that's the beauty of the USDA program, and you know, you don't have that tax.
Very good. Do we waive the fees as we do in 7A under the CARES Act programs? The answer is no. What are the current fees, Thomas?
So the CARES Act has a reduced fee at 2% versus the traditional 3% for the regular program. Another advantage of that as well. So, you know, you could technically do a, you know, $25 billion CARES Act and a $25 million regular BNI loan under the 1RD program.
I was going to ask you about that. I want you to give us up to date on where we are and legislatively. But what is 1RD? How does that work now? Do lenders need to go through the state? Can they go through Washington? Just logistically have a loan. Let's say it's a $2 million loan, and who do I talk to about it?
Well, if you're a national lender, if you're one of the lenders that, you know, are active in the program day in and day out, one of the 20 plus national lenders, you have a customer relationship manager that handles your account, and you go through them to the national office, bypassing the state. But if you're just a lender that's doing a few a year, then you're going to continue to go through the state offices. But, you know, with the 1RD, that's why we've seen such a run rate on the program this year, just simplifying things. You know, the guarantee is 80% up to 25 million. And again, that's why we're nearing running out of money, and that's why we're working very hard every day with Congress to kind of come up with additional funding.
The analogy on the RD program is similar to the old SBA certified lenders program, where the lender does the work and USDA does a cursory review. Is that a fair statement?
I mean, they still No, I mean, they still do their own due diligence. I mean, they're going to still go through the package and underwrite it and review it and get comments. But, hopefully in the future, maybe we'll have some sort of preferred loan program.
What type of turnaround are you getting these days?
It varies, if it's under the 1RD or under the CARES Act, the B&I CARES Act, BIC, as we call them, obviously that's the priority, is to get those in and out and turned around in 30 days or so. But again, it varies because the volume has increased so much that they're working really hard there at the national office and at the state offices to get these out. So it just varies.
All right, so we're in a situation, we're running out of money, it looks like. So give us an update, and what are you doing about it?
We are running out of money. We're concerned about the regular B&I program running out, in early spring. Let's just say maybe by the end of May. The CARES Act has about $50 million left in it. Now, that's not obligated funds, but if you take the obligated and the number of applications in, you've got about $50 million left. The B&I program, probably if you look at the same obligated applications, you probably got $100 million left. Now, again, those are not obligated. I had that argument with Congress where they said, well, they've only obligated half their funds. Well, that's not reality. And that's sort of the challenge we're dealing with, as I do calls daily with, Congress and whether it's Senate Ag Appropriate or House Appropriate or just the Ag Committee, we're working hard to try to get additional funding, Bob. And, we were hoping to get some through reconciliation. That's not going to happen. We're talking about, maybe some additional funding through another stimulus bill that'll be coming, some sort of jobs program. And then we're also talking about, is there a way to reprogram some funds on some of the programs that may not use all their money? But we're working hard every day because obviously rural America needs this funding and we don't want them to run out.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Thomas, do you see SBA is very bipartisan with the change in administration? Do you see any major changes in the new administration on how this program is monitored?
I don't. I mean, I think you're going to see hopefully additional funding. I think the folks we're seeing, we're excited about working with the new administration and the deputy undersecretary and working with soon-to-be Secretary Vilsack. I've got a stakeholder meeting this afternoon with senior leadership, and I know they said that Vilsack's going to make a comment. So I'm really excited to get that update and seeing what the priorities are as we move forward. But I think we're going to see good things.
And I apologize. I know the name. I don't know the man. I don't know where he's from. Give me a quick bio of him. And is he confirmed? Is he now the administrator or the secretary?
Secretary, I don't believe Vilsack's been approved yet. Secretary Vilsack served, 8 years under the Obama administration, was probably one of the only that served the full 8 years. So certainly we were excited to see him come back. We didn't think that was the case. So we think we're going to have a great secretary that understands very much rural America. So I think it's going to be good.
Last question. I read in the paper of this 1.9 trillion with the T. Any of that earmarked for B&I, or is that what you're trying to?
Unfortunately not. There is about $500 million that's in there for the community facility program for rural hospitals, rural health care, some grants. We're certainly excited to see that, but we were disappointed that there was none specific, for B&I and the rural business services.
Well, Thomas, I appreciate all the work that you're doing, and there's a number of lenders. Obviously, you're very instrumental in the National Rural Lenders Roundtable, and love hearing this. This is a great program for rural America. It's a very good program for lenders to participate with. If you have any questions, of course, you can always reach out to Thomas. I know directly. Thomas, You're welcome to stick around, but thank you so much for the update.
Thanks, Bob. And we will be having a webinar probably the latter part of March, so we'll keep you posted on that. Obviously,
And that webinar includes the national staff out of Washington, D.C., I understand?
Yes. So
great.
Thanks again, Bob.
And that's a free one, so just right.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Final poll question. Katie and Lance, do we expect lender compensation to increase?
I know what my thoughts are, Bob.
Well, this is not a wish list. This is this is reality. Come on, Lance.
You should have been, do you want?
There you go.
Bob, one thing I'm hearing across the country is the demand for SBA knowledgeable bankers is very, very high right now. And, if you're a SBA skilled individual, you're probably getting messages on LinkedIn. You're probably getting phone calls from recruiters. It's in very high demand right now. So I would expect it to increase.
Yeah, we need to bring Katie in here. She's taking too much time off. But one of the things that we notice on that is with the PPP, there's a couple thousand more lenders who are now have touched the SBA program. So that creates very much, Katie, a demand for professionals.
Yeah, what I think is interesting is we last did this poll, I believe, back in September, and we had a lot more people really saying they weren't sure. We saw a very almost even result on increase and decrease, and now we're seeing a much higher on increase. So I think that's a positive change. You're starting to see people be a little more positive about this.
We are going to be releasing the survey this afternoon. That's why we asked this question. Fill that out. If we will send you at no charge your individual job description, and then we correlate all this information. We double check it with, we peer check with several people in the industry, and we sell it as a bundle for your team. So that is the plan for that. Hey, where are we on administrator, Katie?
Yeah, so the Senate Small Business Committee is convening later today in just a couple hours actually for the pending nomination of Isabella Guzman as SBA administrator. We don't know if she will be sworn in today, but there is a hearing scheduled for later today.
Okay. And again, we anticipate no problems with that confirmation hearing. There's nothing that's been
right. She's a very qualified person, and she's already done a lot with small business. I really doubt there's going to be any major problems here.
Yeah, just to recap, she was head of California's program, and she worked at SBA for how many years, Lance, under the Obama administration?
Quite a number of years, Bob. I don't know the exact count.
6, right. What's going on with I don't even know what we call this, this 2-week hiatus.
It's called the 19 and fewer period.
Yeah, I think I've heard it called 19 and fewer. I've called it exclusivity. It seems like the government's calling it exclusivity period. But starting this morning at 9 a.m., PPP, yes. So it should have already been pretty much everybody now. The PPP originations portal will only be accepting applications from borrowers with fewer than 20 employees. So in this, if you go to submit one that does have 20 or more, you're going to get a rejection notice. However, if you're having other issues other than just the fact that it's 20 or more, maybe it was supposed to go through, or you're getting weird messages, there is a contact available for you on the screen. You can use that contact if necessary.
One thing about this, Bob, that I've gotten a number of phone calls from borrowers today that believe this is a new and different PPP loan program that have already gotten second draw loans that are saying, oh, can I apply for this too? So our friends on the call, don't be surprised if you get calls from individual business owners who think this is something new and different. It's not something new and different. It's just a period of time to help the smaller businesses get their PPP loans.
Very good. Real quick, Katie, 1.9, we have it broken out. It's been, where are we in the legislative process on this bill?
Yeah, so this bill is supposed to be go to the House and is set to really pass later this week. They're saying probably Friday or Saturday. I don't believe they've narrowed that down yet, but we definitely will probably hear a result by Monday. The bill includes for at least small business more eligibility for nonprofits for the PPP program. It includes $15 billion for the EIDL advance, $25 billion for a restaurant grant program, $1.25 billion for the SBA Shuttered Venue Operation Grant Program, $840 million for administrative costs, $460 million for the disaster loan program, and $25 million for the SBA's OIG.
Lance, we haven't really talked about shuttered venue, but these operators are getting hammered.
Yeah, and I haven't heard a lot about the implementation of the shuttered venue grant program, but it's time to provide some assistance. The wedding venues, the concert halls, they're all struggling mightily and need some help.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately for these venues, when all is said and done and people feel more comfortable, it's going to be interesting as a culture how much we embrace that type of venue, going to concerts and movie theaters and plays, et cetera, et cetera. So, but it's been a year. These people are just getting hammered, and they need some relief, definitely. Real quick, let's see, Katie, we have some questions. Oh, let's do a couple questions real quick. Then I want to talk about our PPP Answer Desk. Lance, Jackie says, can Schedule C filers go back and get more money?
I would suspect that you could do an increase with the new calculation. I've not seen guidance on it, but of course, your Schedule C filers can now use line 7 on Schedule C instead of their net income number, which would result in some of those loans being larger. They haven't indicated in the information provided that you could go back and do an increase, but I would suspect that that is possible.
Rahman wants to know, he had a loan brokerage firm that was declined. What lending related businesses are ineligible, Lance?
Most, if not all.
Yeah, that's probably the best answer out there.
Yeah, I think that spending a lot of time trying to get a company that's involved in lending of any type eligible for PPP or even a 7A or 504 is kind of a futile effort.
I don't know what Mark is referring to here. Do you, Lance? Cap?
The cap's still 100 on compensation.
On compensation, thank you for that. Okay, very good. All right, difficult to read, but Katie, what are we doing with this?
Yeah, so this is an image from our PPP Answer Desk forums. Basically what we're doing is we're going to be answering all your questions through these forums, and you're guaranteed to get your results through that. So we'll go through, and any questions that are submitted that we don't get on the show, or if you're a part of our PPP Answer Desk, you could go ask questions there automatically directly, and we'll be going through those and answering those questions for you to the best of our knowledge and finding out the information if we can, or directing you to where you can get it.
If you just send me an email, bob@colemanreport.com, if you'd like more information about that, or send it to Joseph. Actually, send it to Joseph. We'll let him handle all that. Real quick, have you heard anything from SBA when the shuttered venue may open? The answer is no. I don't know when they're going to have those grants open. Glenn,
right.
So.
I just checked the website. There is a way to get on their email list or phone list or something, so you can get contacted as soon as that is up and running.
Yeah, and I know SBA sent a couple webinars on that, and we just don't have guidance on what is happening with that. So, so tomorrow we'll have John Riasti on. He will go ahead and give us an update of the legislation of how that's impacting it. We'll continue to follow the BNI. Real quick, the reason why I love the BNI program, Lance, is we can piggyback that with SBA. Rural America needs that, and if you have a strong SBA borrower, we used to say hospitality, they want to open up another hotel. That may be problematic in February 2021. But for warehousers, for manufacturers, commercial real estate, this is a great program, Lance.
Absolutely.
Very good. Lance, I'd like your backdrop there.
It took a while to get it set up, but it's exciting, Bob.
All right. Thank you all for joining us today for Coleman Report Live and for supporting America's Main Street, one entrepreneur at a time.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.